What up, all? This your boy, Sons of Midnight, back with another thoughts or recap kind of the 20 years of the Gathering podcast. Now, as you know, the videos go on YouTube. They get taken down within a few hours. That's the first thing. So watch them right away if they're still up by the time I upload this, because I'm not live right now. If they're not, look at my other live uploads. They tell you where to find them if you want to watch them. So, now that that's out of the way. So, last night's 20 Years of the Gathering podcast. As you may be aware, if you watched it or haven't, spoiler alert here, Violent J was not there. According to Jump Steady, he wasn't feeling well, and it was not COVID related. So that's a good thing. Now, the fact that he wasn't feeling well, that sucks. The last event was 2 days ago, so Saturday. Well, 3 days ago at this point, whatever. So somewhere between, unless he wasn't feeling well there, I don't know, but let's hope he gets better and gets well soon, so he can be back for the next one coming up, which is the Holiday Love Auction. Woo! And they announced what that was going to be. That's at the end of part 3, which is uploaded. And then them mentioning part 2. In part 2 at the beginning was where they mentioned Violent J being sick, and it's not COVID related. So let's be happy it's not COVID-19, because as many may know or may not know, there are long-lasting effects that they've discovered even after you recover. So I pray nobody gets it. So I've never been to a gathering. I never had the money to go. It's just, I don't have any friends that are down with, ICP and shit. I don't. I have like a cousin, and that's about it. I have no other friends that are into it, so I would never really have anybody to go with. I am going to try to go to 2022. Again, they mentioned in the podcast, the 20 Years podcast, that they're almost positive they're not going to be able to have it in 2021. But unless something comes along where I can't, I'm going to try to go to 2022 as my first one. I'll be 39 then. So, I want to go before I get, old, I guess. So I want to go and experience the craziness that they talk about. This Gathering podcast, if you've never been to any of them, like me, or maybe you've only been to a couple of them, or maybe even just one of them, I think it's a good thing to watch. It moves along pretty quick. So it's definitely worth, checking out. They talk about a lot of stories. They got a lot of pictures in there. Talk about how they're banned in multiple cities from having it. Come to Missouri, man. We're so country. We won't, fuck it. We got so much farmland. You should be able to do it here. But sounds like it's, a blast. And based off what they said in the podcast, I definitely want to go. There are some pictures you would need to see in this podcast that you'll want to see, that you may have seen in the past, but maybe it's been years since you've seen them. I don't know. I don't know who submitted them all. I don't know where they got them all. But all in all, it's pretty well done. Jump Steady explains how much it costs to run it, like their budget, and how much they spend. How much their budget and basically how much money they make at the end of it, which they mentioned that in October in one of their things, that they really lose money on the gatherings, but they do it for fun. They do it for us, actually. So They answer questions at the beginning of each part I've uploaded, so make sure to definitely check out at least the intro parts of each. So you can, well, not part 1, I don't think, but part 2 and 3. Make sure you check those out for that. But all in all, I wasn't the biggest fan of the slideshow spectacular. However, bless you, kitty. However, I was a fan of this. And this just provides a lot of insight for those who've never attended. Makes you kind of understand about the craziness that could go on and the fun stuff that can go on, which crazy is fun, you know. They talk about the drug bridge, which I've only heard about, which, you know, what they said about actual dealers getting in and doing that, yeah, that would piss me the fuck off. Don't be trying to sell me no heroin. I ain't buying that shit. But, you know, it sounds like it's going to be a blast. All in all, I guess if I had to rate this out of 5 stars, I would give this a 4 out of 5. Missing 1 star just because of Violent J not being there, which isn't the biggest deal, but he might have had some different stories and different crazy shit to say than Shags and Jump Steady, you know, mentioned. What I thought was interesting in this, I think it was in part 1, maybe part 2, I uploaded. Shags mentioned why he's got the circle around the charm, which I never knew about, and you know, he added to the Hatchet Man, which spoiler alert, if you don't want me to tell you, stop right now. If you don't care about watching it to find out yourself, you know, then carry on. But he got it, he said, because he kept getting it stuck in shopping carts and shit. And one time it fell, or he lost it in the store, and he put up like a flyer at the store for it, and a worker found it, gave it to the manager, and they called him, and that's how he got it back, and that's why he put the little circle around it now. So that's pretty cool to know, to understand. And you know what? I could see that with the long chain like what he has. Cat, you are just sneezing like a motherfucker. But anyway, yeah, that's enough for me for the day. You know, enjoy it. I'm gonna keep on going, and make sure you check out, you know, my other live upload videos of me to find out where you can view these once they get shut down on YouTube. So, deuces.